I never see myself guiding, so stop that. But like I'm saying, is you have your school guide, you have your like drug pusher, whatever, on the street corner, and your school guide. One's trying to legitimize. So he's going against large corporations, large company, people that actually have pharmaceutical, pharmacy license. I mean, they're trying to do it. Then you got somebody else two doors down that's going to school. Guess what he's doing? He's selling the same stuff. He's not even gonna stay in selling weed. He's just doing it while he's in college and make a little money. So he's taking the college students and some of the local neighborhood. So you try to legitimize, and you got him. Let me make sure I open this up so it won't cut off. I don't know why I keep trying to cut off while the camera going. But for the most part, it's like you have to respect each other's hustle. You talking about respect the hustle. You have to learn when to change it up. You know what I mean? Like I was saying earlier, it's a psychology to the black male in regards to growing, sexual, like being sexually exploited, working, overworking, tired, this, that, and the third, blah, 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 blah. It's like so much stuff that goes into being a black male that you need to study it, but not study it to where you're studying the history, not the present. You know what I mean? And not take it into consideration what's going on currently. Like I think so many people get so caught up in the past, like oh slavery and this, that, and not really noticing the wheel in motion, that perpetuation of the wheel. Like if you have a celebrity that comes out and he might have gotten dog when he was younger. You know what I mean? He comes back, yeah, you know, like these courts, they used to mess with me and blah, blah, blah. Okay, that was you. You made it past those dudes that you was with. Move from that and focus on the kids. You know what I mean? Because the kids have the opportunity to go right and left. And you want to make sure they go right. You know what I mean? Like, so then you have to kind of break down. And you might not be popping bottles, you might not be dooping, you might not be lopping, but you're able to contribute to a system that's kind of janky. You know what I mean? Like, they automatically try to pit you against your brother. Then you kind of make you skeptical on going back, like you got to move out the hood, because what? Somebody gonna take your stuff. Like me, here. I'm moving out the hood because somebody trying to take my check. I got a check coming that dudes don't want to tell me about. So it's almost the same dang thing. So I got to move all the way over here with them to make sure I'm going to get my check. Is it them that's trying to take it? Because you keep saying somebody upstairs. The dude that was upstairs was black. The other one was Spanish. So I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm sitting here like, what are you really saying? If it was somebody coming around with that and you knew that and you didn't tell me, come on, my dude. I'm 20 times more likely to take that flipping and show you how it's done the right way than somebody else. So if somebody sat there and watched that, I'm looking at them like, y'all stupid. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not even bad on me, it's bad on people. Like, I probably would have figured out a way to stay right here and flip it 25 times over and not have to risk everybody's job, everybody's sanity, and waste a whole bunch of time. Like about how writing a movie and talking with old dude down at the whatchamacallit. All the different ideas I had for what was being done, right? I was like, shoot, we can do here, we can do that. Guess what somebody else probably doing? Everything I thought of. Everything I thought of, which is messed up because y'all sitting around want to take nickels and dimes. And it's sad, and it's like, that's the truth though. Like y'all sitting there like, oh, you know, ha 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 ha, laughing in my face, thinking stuff is funny. I'm like, it hurts more. It's more detrimental to y'all than it is to me. I mean, it is detrimental to me, but when you look at the grand scheme of things, right? And I keep hearing at the window, but I'm already kind of going in that direction. But when you look at the grand scheme of things, it's like, what's really to come? I hate living so fast with that. you have to know that the perpetual, like the guy just told me he was from Jamaica. So I'm like, dude, of course you're gonna have a different outlook because what you're from Jamaica. You know what I mean? They don't do the same things they do in Jamaica as they do here. They don't treat people the same way. They don't. It's a little strict out there. And it's not put in the limelight like it is here. It's not glamorized. It's not. You go to the club, you know what I'm saying? You coming in there, hey, oh look at me with my outfit on. I made it. I got kicked out the house, but I'm stunting on these bitches. You know what I'm saying? Like look at me with my Louis Vuitton. You know what I'm saying? Look at me with my Porsche. Look at me with, I'm saying that because I'm not. But look at me with my this. Look at me with my that. Like that's how you identify. They can't, you know what I mean? Because you got kicked out of the house and you probably got disowned. Your family don't love you no more and probably don't want you to come around or this, that, and that. But you know, you made it on Friday, Saturday night when you stepped in the club with them, with that outfit on. You know what I'm saying? And then you turn to all these stimulants and this to try to take away the pain and try to find love and doing the wrong things. It's psychological. And not turning around and helping other people realize that is a crime. That's why I was like, when I came in shelters, I was like, yo, bro, y'all wanna go to the jail with me? You know what I mean? Like, and of course, we in there, what they doing? I had to kind of ring them in. I was like, oh my God, nigga, if you holler or look at somebody else while you bent over, I'm slapping you in the face. You know what I mean? Like, oh, look at this, don't be cute. I'm like, okay, this is not what we here for. We here for the muscles and the legs. And, like, you see that one over there? Look at him. Look at, whatchamacallit? Look at, Ricardo. Talking about thick thighs save lives, okay? He's focusing on the work. Focus on the workout. Like, focus. You know? And get your life together. I'm not saying that mine is together because I got a lot of stuff I gotta do, but it's not by my doing. Let's make that clear. Let's make that extremely clear. It's about a lot of outside push and pulls, and it's probably because I started seeing a lot of the gimmicks in the game. And then somebody also will run you through the mill to see what pops and see what happens too. So don't dare think that, you know what I mean? That certain people aren't put in certain circumstances for you to actually learn from, not sit there and try to get over them. That's where you mess up. That's where y'all dropped the ball. Somebody else was like, let me try to secure y'all by having y'all look and say, hey, this man is thinking in the right direction. Not saying I got all the answers, but sitting there and people are kind of just telling me this, that, and the third. I'm like, oh yeah, I see that. Oh, I see that here too. Okay, I see that here too. Like when I went to LA and tried to get some dang food stamps, I was like, man, Carlos, you got this shit on lock. I was like, Carlos got the fucking work. I was like, these motherfuckers in here. I was like, come on ahead, bro. I ain't knocking nobody else. And y'all had where you can go to El Pollo Loco and get the $5 meals off the EBT card. Shit, what you talking about? You know what I mean? I was in El Pollo. I ain't gonna say nothing. I might have borrowed somebody's car. That's all I gotta say. But I ain't get McDonald's. And then California had its own little EBT program. So I was like, somebody hooked it up the right way. Somebody thought about how to do this stuff the right way. But when you think about it, look at how it was set up. You had celebrities there. You had cheap labor. It's almost like a handoff. I'm not gonna say like, I'm not gonna give my thoughts on theory, but it's almost like a handoff. Cause you went through the shits in LA earlier on, but then by the time it kind of settles in its glitz and glam, you have a different type of, and we're not pitting nobody against each other, because I would never say pitting anybody against each other, but notice the perpetuation of the wheel, if you catch my drift. But also notice the opportunities of the drop ball. You know what I mean? Like when you sit there and they tempt you in the wrong direction and you take that temptation. You know what I mean? Like sitting here, someone else to make some money. I feel like I'm like, I pray to God, y'all really coming to me like within the next 10 days and be like, ha ha ha, yeah, we was just. But see, you shouldn't play like that. Because you play like that, other people use that as an excuse. And if you did actually, at some point, what you do is you say who, what, when, where, and how, and when. You know what I mean? And that might actually benefit you in the long run because it's like, okay, how did you? What happened? You're talking about the, wow. You don't think that's going to have a disastrous end to it? Especially when they start to realize the game that was played. Like, honestly, it's a deep-rooted game. And I'm not going to lie, I can tell. That's what, like, if somebody told me, somebody's gonna say the right, somebody's gonna bring me the right. I'm basically looking for one little bone. Like I got all of the stuff. I'm just looking for the femur. I got like the leg, the knee, the thigh, the arm, this, that, the joints. I got the collarbone. I got the spine. I'm just looking for the femur. Technically, I can take all those parts and make a plastic femur and then still loop everybody into everything, which I don't want to do because it's going to look disastrous. But when I say that, I mean hospitals, police, HRA, civilians. You know what I mean? Like you can still loop all that stuff in if you don't have the femur. Meaning, if I don't have that main junction, I can still drag all y'all, and connect y'all into a knot. If you know what I'm saying. I can say, okay, this and this shouldn't have happened, huh? That and that shouldn't have happened, huh? This and this shouldn't happen, huh? And take all the little pieces of evidence and piece it together and boom, there you go. Now I really probably would need a lawyer and it would be a drag out and it would be a mess and it would lose some of its luster versus and some of the as far as people doing the right thing, if you know what I mean. Somebody will want you to lose luster so they can continue to learn and know which way to grow. Now I'm like, because you sit here and I sit here and I analyze, I'm like, notice this, notice that, see this, see that. And in the same breath, I'm like, okay, y'all, if we did this and that, like about the whole changing over, like the police departments, once they legalized, the right thing to do would have been to show them drug dealers to try to get them a successful startup off the ground. You know what I mean? Like some type of linked inner city, you know what I mean? From illegal to legit program. You know what I mean? Like legal weed or something. Like, I don't know, you probably give it some cornball name because, you know, it's working through the system. And yeah, now we got this major manufacturer who wants to work with inner city youth that may have had reps in selling weed. We want to help you turn legit. And then what you do is you try to market yourself, bring some of your old customers, and then what we need to do is stomp out the illegal sales. Because now you have to stomp out the illegal sales. Like you can't, what's the word? You can't try to do both. Because you still try to do both, you're not going to succeed as well. That's why probably the little shops down lower Manhattan or the ones that are in Queens, they're able to stay afloat because they have a steady base and then also they're covered with insurance, right? So I think half of them, I don't know, half of them you can get, probably, I don't know. I don't know if you can use your insurance now or not, but it's a different type of feel. Like I went up the street on, what was that? I think is it 8th? It's a straight up near Target, and I went and I was like, wow, they had a nice little shop. But of course, when I step in, guess what it is? It's mixed. You know, you got like a black girl. You know, she kind of looked at me like at first, like I was, because I wasn't really dressed the best. But then you have like a Spanish chick and I think like almost like just some mixed like breed. And I thought it's kind of nice. It looks reminds me of a shop in Cali. Not saying that I'm racist. I'm far from that, but strategically, the number of people that probably got in trouble for selling weed, you should see a certain demographic selling weed legally in New York City. To me, that's just point blank period. If I open up a weed store, the first thing I'm gonna do is try to find somebody that wants to go legit. Look, bro, you won't be making as ton of money as you used to make, but you'll still be sitting around weed. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna be stingy. If you roll like 3 blunts a day out the thing, hey, roll them. You know what I mean? Like, just don't make them extra fat, but you know what I mean? Like, scale them up at least. You know what I'm saying? Like, get you a dub out this thing or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, kind of make your dub by the end of the night, and then you take your pay, and then you get taxed. Money you get like what, income tax and blah 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 blah, and it's legit. You won't make as much, but you'll make about the same, and it's legitimized. You know what I mean? Now you can sit in a store with air conditioner and a PS3 or PS5 or PS16 that comes out and chill. But you can't do that because you still have the other stuff working against each other. You're still gonna have, when you get home, the guy in your building. Whereas in a upper class neighborhood, you probably that guy that was in the building, which my phone cuts off, you know, always